What's up, everyone? This is Kenny Cummins here. You are chilling with Kenny C on a Saturday. I can't believe I almost to say Thursday. My bad. I'm just a little excited. Please accept my apologies in that regard. But joining me at this time is two individuals that's joined forces and giving you a different sound that you haven't heard in Central Kentucky, in my opinion. Ethan and Travain, together known as Now They Love Us. That
Yeah,
is the name
yeah,
of the
that is us.
duo.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
how's it going, fellas?
Pretty good, man. How you living? How you living?
I'm living good, man. Just enjoying the Saturday, watching wrestling earlier, watching some college football, and now I'm here chatting with you gentlemen. For Ethan, this is the first time he's on this show, and for you, Travain, this is the second time you've
Second
been
time.
on this
Yeah.
show.
Oh,
So I'm glad to have you both here, and I'll get on with the questions, man. How did the duo of Now They Love Us, join forces? How did that came about?
Well, Ethan and I have been friends for some years now, man. And earlier this year, I had an idea to do a punk rock slash like alternative record. And so I approached him about doing it because I know he used to like kind of perform around town with the band and stuff like that. So I hit him up, seeing if he was down with the idea. Within like 2 months, we were in the studio together. Shout out to Eli, and rest is history. Now we recorded the first song. And here we are.
All right, Ethan. Just talk about just getting on board with this duo.
man, it's wild. It almost seems like a blur because he Tremaine messaged me about it and told me the idea he had, and I was almost immediately just on board like
Yeah,
that. Hopped on it and didn't quite know what to expect, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like I was stoked for it anyway because I hadn't made music, or I guess I hadn't been involved in music in a while, and then yeah, Travain just floated me some lyrics and stuff like that, and we each like tweaked a little bit, and
hmm
before you know it, we were in the studio, and that first song came out, and I'm super pleased with how that one turned out. But I don't know. I think we were talking about this the other day. I think the next one we got is it's gonna be a banger for sure.
yeah, yeah. The next song we got is that's the one. That's the
Yeah.
one everybody's gonna vibe with.
Okay, I got you. So I've known Travain for years
Yeah,
through the indie local hip hop scene. So I've been following his music since 2018.
yeah,
And you've done a lot of incredible tracks. You did an album,
yeah.
and you've been grinding on the hip hop side. So I think it was a Facebook post from you, Travain, that you going a different route. And I'm
hmm
like, wait a minute, I gotta hear this. When I heard the 1 2 3 joint, I was hooked. I was like, okay, I can bop to this. I can
Yeah.
bop to this. So, talk about the meaning behind the name of the duo. What made y'all went with Now They Love Us?
Because it's one of those things where it's like, you always want credit for the things you do, and nobody's going to give you that credit while you're like building up to what you would perceive to be stardom, right? So I feel like the name Now They Love Us is a very punk rock name. And once we get to the level where we're known on a bigger local level, like a wider range, it's just gonna be like, oh, now they love us. Like now they like us. Okay, now I see. One of those type of things.
Yeah. So I like the song. And I said I'm gonna put it on Music Monday. I was telling Ethan before you joined.
Mhm,
Um, that's how it got his attention.
mhm,
Through the Music Monday. I've been doing the Music Monday thing since April. I play like different genres like every Monday, and the fourth Monday, I play rock, punk, metal, etc. And I said, you know what? This is their debut song. I know Travain for a minute. Let me
Yeah.
put that on there. And you know, it's a dope track. 1, 2, 3. It's the debut single from Now They Love Us.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about the process of recording this debut single.
Pretty easy. It's weird because Ethan and I have never recorded anything together, but like prior to this, but we got in the studio and it was like magic. Like immediately, it's just everything clicked the way it
Yeah,
was supposed to go.
like
So
on.
like, yeah, like it was like we've been in there before and done this multiple times.
Yeah,
So it honestly probably one of the easiest songs I've ever recorded in my life. Like after all the songs I've done collab, like this is by far the easiest one I've ever done.
yeah. I remember on the drive, actually on the drive over to the initial studio session, you I just had you resend the lyrics to the part that I was doing, and then you threw the beat on and didn't even really have to tell me what to do. I just like
Yeah,
had the lyrics and just picked up on it immediately, and it was, yeah, like I said,
it
it,
was
it
just
was
a go.
it was such an easy studio process, and I feel like this latest one has been that way too. I mean, there's been a little bit more to this song, I think,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's just you would honestly think that we've been making music for a really long time just by the way the studio sessions go.
It's a fact.
Which again, shout out to Eli, because that also makes things very easy when you have an engineer that actually enjoys what he's doing too.
Yeah, knows what he's doing and actually likes the music that we
Yeah,
make too, so it makes it a lot easier.
absolutely.
As the cliche goes, teamwork makes the dream work. And
Mhm.
obviously, the artists they put in the work, they record, they put the words together. You know, I've always felt like music is a collaborative effort, regardless if you're a solo act or you're part of a duo or a group. And it takes everybody to make sure the music comes out the way it is.
Mhm.
So shout out to the engineers, to the
Mhm.
producers, shout out to everybody contributing to it that played a factor in putting out the music that's put out.
Yeah,
Because it takes more than one person to do put out this music. So it's incredible stuff. The debut single of Now They Love Us 1, 2, 3. It's been out since September. It's out
mhm.
on all the platforms. Go check it out. It's on all the platforms. Support it. And I'm very eager to hearing more from you fellas in the future. So Travain, I
Yeah,
know you as a hip hop head for the most part. Now that
yeah.
I'm aware of your other musical interests per
Hmm.
se, who are some of your and I'll also ask Ethan this as well. Who are some of your influences as far as the punk rock alternative genres?
Ethan, go ahead. I'll let you go.
I was actually gonna say I took a little bit of influence. It was, I guess, more so an homage to maybe a little bit of like Blink 182 in there, with just
Hmm.
like the pronunciation of some of the words in the song, but also there was I took a little bit of inspiration from A Day to Remember, kind of
Yeah.
with the that like build up at the end of the song where you go whoa, and then
Hmm.
yeah, like layering the vocals and stuff like that. So it's it's a lot. Anywhere from yeah, Day to Remember, Blink 182. There's a little bit of maybe a little bit of Taking Back Sunday in there. Uh
Definitely. A little
yeah,
bit of Paramore. A little bit of
yeah,
Paramore in there too.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, kind of the same artist as well. I would also throw in. I'll throw in Paramore, My Chemical Romance for me, Green Day, um, I Prevail as well. I definitely I listen to them pretty frequently. And then as of recently, I was compared, or rather, we were compared to Good Charlotte. So I've been listening to Good Charlotte pretty heavy lately. I can see that too now.
Hey, I like some Paramore. I ain't gonna front. I like Haley and Company. You know, they do
Yeah,
their thing. Blake 182. They're making a comeback from my understanding. They got a
just dropped a
tour.
new album.
And yeah, man, like I watched TRL back in the 2000s and seeing all these songs, man. It's like, wow.
Now I will say their video that they released announcing that they were coming back is some of the best marketing. It was so funny.
Yeah.
Like, I was genuinely entertained by that. And then I saw the prices of the tickets and maybe wasn't as entertained.
Ooh.
There's also another group I love too. I discovered them. I mean, they've been around for a while, but I discovered them like maybe 3 months ago, called Busted, and like they're from the early 2000s, like punk rock scene, and I vibe with them really heavy as well. So, and also I got to just throw it out there for you. Said an influence, Lil Wayne, because Lil Wayne also did a rock album,
Yeah.
and listening to that when it came out, I was like, this is amazing. Like, if he could do it, I feel like I want to try to do this as well. And now here we are, like a decade later, and here I am doing it. So, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely seen some hip hop artists making that transition. You know, Wayne
Yeah.
was ahead of the curve. You see MGK doing it.
MGK killing it. I like his music. I like his music, man.
So yeah, I like MGK. He was actually the first concert I went to at Welp Arena 10 years ago. That was
That's wild.
The Maybach Music Tour with Ross, Wale, and Meek Mill. So I seen that. I'm a wild boy joint. Like he looked like he should have been doing punk rock all along anyway. And now
I've been saying that. Been saying that. And I mean, like, even his name is a punk rock name.
Yeah.
Like, he just, I mean, he rapped for years, but I mean, he started doing it like before the whole Eminem beef. He started kind of transitioning over slowly, just like putting his foot through the door. But I mean, I like what he's done. I respect it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's an Ohio guy. I root for Ohio guys for the most part. I'm in Kentucky. That's where I root for Kentucky folks too. So yeah, one of the bands you mentioned, I Prevail. They got my attention years ago when they did the song with Jonah Lucas. I started listening to
same.
Yeah. So I'm like, wait a minute. And we've been seeing hip hop artists and punk musicians and rock artists. It's been like that since Run DMC and Aerosmith. Was
I was about to say, like,
remember.
Run DMC, Aerosmith coming together. I mean, Beastie Boys going from being primarily punk to hip hop, and then I mean leaving their mark as well. But you love to see it, really. Those transitions it's so interesting to watch.
I'll tell you my favorite rap / rock collab ever, and this is probably one of the first ones I ever like meshed with, like sonically, and that was DMX and Marilyn Manson. They have a song called "The Omen."
Yep.
And I'm a big Marilyn Manson fan. I don't know if you knew that, Kenny. I'm a huge Marilyn Manson fan. So hearing that song back in like 98, 99, I was a kid, but I was like, this is amazing. Like, this is the best thing I've ever heard in my life. So I've always wanted to hear more of that. And well, you know, here we are decades later, and now you hear more of that. So it's cool.
Yeah. I didn't even know DMX and Marilyn did a song. I mean, I heard all the DMX albums, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna go back and listen to that. I mean,
did you know Gucci Man and Marilyn Manson have a song too?
No, I don't. Man, that's crazy. Like I, of course, I know Marilyn. He's had some hip hop connections dating back to Eminem. But I didn't know he worked with X and Gucci, man.
Gucci, he raps on the song with Gucci, dude. Like it's it's wild.
Yeah,
it's wild. Definitely look that song up.
I'll definitely will. Especially Gucci. I'm trying to envision Marilyn and Burr
and like all bro, it's a whole trap song. And Gucci, I mean, like Marilyn, he gets on there and he raps, like he sings and raps. But I'm not gonna say it's the best song, but I enjoy it for what it is.
Marilyn's rapping. I really gotta hear it now. Yeah, I will say as far as those two genres, the easiest one that is my favorite is Slim Biscuit and Method Man. in together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And if there's
I have a
any,
friend who peeped me out to Limp Bizkit like a few months ago. So shout out to my dude Coors, but he got me to listen to a few Limp Bizkit albums, and even though I told him it like ruined my day listening to these albums, I didn't mind him at all. And now I would never admit that normally, but he's probably gonna hear this now. He knows, but they're not bad at all. So maybe I took some inspiration from that too. Who knows?
Shout out Break Stuff. That's been
Yeah, break
my
stuff. I mean,
my
yeah,
morning song since like middle school. I remember waking up. I would be showering, getting ready for school, and that would be playing on my speakers, like real loud in my bathroom. And I would just come out, and my mom would just be like, "You okay? Are you everything all right? Like, is everything all right at school?" I was like, "Yeah, mom, just jamming."
that's like the song Nookie. Like, bro, I didn't
Yeah,
know what that song meant. Like, because it came out when I was definitely in like elementary school, and I was like, I
yeah,
want some Nookie. I don't even know what this is. I got in trouble for saying it at school. Like,
yeah. It'll get you, man.
I mean, I didn't know.
yeah, that the Nookie man. I mean, it was a clever song.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was provocative. I just thought that was a rock thing. Like,
yeah, I
you
didn't know
know,
what it was. It's like, all right, bro, it's like the same thing as us going around like doing a crock chop from DX. Like, we don't think about it as kids like it's something provocative, but apparently it is.
but
Going around telling
then
everybody to suck it, and then you want some Nookie.
yeah, and then once Fred went at it with Christina Aguilera, then I understood it.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's crazy. So y'all got a more music in the works. Y'all talked about another the follow up to 1, 2, 3.
Mhm.
Any timetable for the release of that song?
Hoping December, hopefully. Maybe late December, maybe before. Not sure yet. We actually had a session earlier today where we finished up the entire song. Went in, did some finishing touches, some brush ups on it. I think it sounds amazing. My guy over here killed it on this song too, much like he did with the last one. Um, yeah, I the next song is where it's at for sure.
Yeah,
I second that. I'm pretty stoked to hear the finished product. But even hearing it the way it was today, without a lot of stuff like kind of tweaked or modified on it, it
Mhm.
sound I'm excited about it.
Yeah,
So I
it's
remember the last studio session, I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this one's gonna top the last one. I was like, it's good, but I don't know if it'll top the first one. And then
yeah,
hearing it today, I was like, nah, we're good. This is the
yeah.
one.
I always feel like you know it's a good sign when you walk into a studio session and before you get there, your engineer's banging the song,
Yeah,
like like bopping to the song. I feel like that's a good sign
that's
usually.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
I think we got I think we have something better on our hands than
For
our
sure.
debut.
yeah, man. Anytime you can get something to get the mood going into the studio prior to recording a track, you're in for something special.
Hmm.
So yeah. So me, Ethan, Travain, we out here chatting about rock and rap and how far it's come since the 80s and whatnot, and just you
Yeah.
still see it every now and then. And it's just on the local side. I've heard rock acts, alternative. I don't think I've heard of the type of music that y'all doing as far as locally, Central
Mhm.
Kentucky for whatever. So I'm very intrigued with now they love us. I mean, I love y'all by default anyway. So
Appreciate
yeah,
you.
I'm
Yeah,
on
appreciate
board.
it.
I feel like once we get more music from you fellas, definitely more people would get on board as too. So it's some good stuff y'all got going, man. And I'm definitely intrigued, man. So while
Yeah.
everybody wait for the follow up, go listen to the debut track 1, 2, 3. For
Hmm.
now, they love us. It's on all the platforms right now. So go check it out and support these fellas, man. They've been at it on locally for a minute, and they got something more in store. And so I'm very intrigued to hear it, man. I'll definitely look forward to seeing the performance in person too.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
excited.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be dope. Real
I'm already
dope.
over here planning fits for it and stuff. I'm
Yeah,
like,
same. Same.
which Nike
Yeah.
am I gonna wear? But yeah.
Yeah, that's intriguing. I see Ethan. He out here walk. I think that's a Nas shirt that I see.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yes, sir.
Okay,
Absolutely.
okay. Now I
I
see
I
him.
will say I am and I guess Travain can back me up on this. I'm pretty knowledgeable when it comes to like classic hip hop and stuff like
Very he's an avid hip hop guy, like 100%.
Okay, well, with that being said, man, who's some of your favorite hip hop artists?
oh man,
Ethan?
that's a loaded question.
Put you on the spot.
Man, you did.
I want to see. I
I
want to see.
mean, not to sound cliche, but Wu-Tang Clan is obviously going to be there. That's one of my biggest influences, if anything, not only because of music, but also the RZA is a huge inspiration to me as far as um, keeping going with what I'm doing, like not
Yeah.
faltering or anything. Because I mean, the man's basement flooded and he lost a ton of like his original work for Liquid Swords and Cuban Links and stuff like that. So if he can power through and make Wu Tang Clan what they are, then that's definitely an artist to look up to. But I also really like obviously Nas. Um, man, as far as like newer stuff, um, Run the Jewels.
Yeah,
I like
facts.
Run the Jewels a lot. I feel like there's Travain and I kind of take a little inspiration from that.
That's a fact.
But um, yeah, what else do I like? I've got Tribe Called Quest over here. Um, MF Doom. I love MF
Big Doom
Doom.
fan.
Huge Doom fan. Um, anybody that like the lyricism is good. Like, don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I love good beats and everything. But like Illmatic is one of my favorite hip hop albums ever. And I feel like that just it's an album that paints a picture, I guess, of what Nas was seeing. Like it's I don't know. I'm not gonna get too far into it there, but yeah,
Yeah.
classic hip hop is definitely my favorite genre, I think. So
Okay, so
Golden age.
you
exactly.
yeah, you're more of a '90s,
Yep.
'90s. Okay, Nas, I like Nas. Illmatic. I think he's about to release the third installment of King Disease.
King's
Yep.
Disease 3, yes, sir.
Yep.
He and Hit Boy been cooking up throughout the last couple of years. So
Hmm.
I'm pretty sure King Disease 3 is gonna be up point on
Oh,
point to
absolutely.
so I like the first two King Diseases albums. So and I like the rule. Who doesn't love the rule?
Exactly.
Rules for the children.
Wu
And I
Tang
think
is
That's
for
right.
everyone.
we listened to them at a young age. We might not understand what they were saying, but
Yep.
now they are literally a conglomerate to me as far as everybody. Not only did they did music together, but you heard them individually
Yep.
Hmm.
for so many years. So, and that's incredible, man.
Yeah.
Like,
It's something that's never going to be recreated.
No.
I mean,
nah,
and that's another reason that I really like look up to RZA is because he basically I wouldn't say he strong armed them, but he definitely gained his respect from the record label initially by basically having them sign a contract where it's only Wu Tang Clan, and then
Yep.
everybody else in the group is free to do their own individual things. Like I don't think there will be another instance of that
No.
happening
yeah,
Too smart.
with any
It was
record
too
label.
smart.
Yep.
A label would never let that
Yep.
happen now.
yeah,
It's
I mean,
actually
that's
one
what
of
happened. Matter of fact, that's like the situation with Migos and QC, where why was it Offset why he left because he wanted to do other solo stuff, but they were telling him he couldn't do it. I guess so. He left the Migos, so he could
yeah.
do it.
Like
yeah,
I don't blame him. That's it's one of my favorite things I've seen. So there's a series on Netflix called I think it's Hip Hop Evolution, and they
yeah,
go
Mm-hmm.
over the history of different eras of hip hop. But they interview one of the initial guys from the label that turned down Wu Tang Clan, And just seeing the look on his face as he was reminiscing, he's like, yeah, he came in and he handed me the tape. I was like, I didn't even make it halfway through the song, just took the tape out and gave it back. And he was like, first of all, what the hell is a Wu-Tang? Second of all, you're never going to be able to get that many people on stage at any point in time. And then immediately his face just turns kind of sad. And he's just like, yeah, probably the biggest mistake I ever made in my career was letting RZA walk out the door. It's like, yep, yep.
You just never know. That's what it is. Sometimes you got
Exactly.
to take risks. I mean,
Exactly.
I'll shout out to my dude Fred because he has an album called Life Short.
Yeah,
Take risk. I
Yep.
mean, that's it.
Fred. Shout out to
That's
Fred, man. He's on the grind. I
Yeah,
think his new album coming out next week.
yeah,
He's
yeah.
been
That's my brother
performing.
right there. Yeah,
He's been performing in here in Kentucky. Obviously, he's been in New
hmm
York. He
been in New
shot a
York.
music video in California years
Yep,
back.
Lake
So
Show.
yeah, so he's really putting in the work. You love to see it, man. Just
Yeah, he and I when we did the Two Door Coupe song, that did really good numbers as well. Surprised me. I mean, the
that
video
song
did
goes hard.
numbers. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
That song went hard. I mean,
I mean, Fred and I talked about doing another song here and there, trying to just figure out an idea what we want to rap about. He might, who knows? He might show up on our EP as well. Who knows?
that'd
We're
be
gonna see
sick.
what happens.
he can pull it off. I believe he can. He
Yeah,
can pull it off. He Fresh C, man. He can do that. He
he's
can do
Fred
that.
C. That's Fred C. That's
Yeah,
my
man.
son.
Yes. So check out Now They Love Us debut song 123. Available on all the platforms right now. I'm super excited to have both fellas on here. So today's show has changed a bit because my 8 o'clock guest not able to be on because of illness. Get well soon, Big Mama. So, and what I'm gonna do at the 8 o'clock slot, and since we've been talking hip hop, I'm gonna be playing all Travain stuff from 8 to 8:30, back
Oh,
to back.
okay, that's dope.
Nice.
So
I appreciate that. That's dope.
just to fill some time, and then I'll get to the 8:30 guests and go on from there. But thank you, fellas, for being on the show tonight. I appreciate your time. Great chat. I look forward to hearing more from you, fellas, in the future. And check out Now They Love Us. Where can they find y'all on social media? Before I let you go.
You can find me at on Instagram at Travain. That's Travain.
And yeah, mine is on Instagram. It's into.the.forest, but with a zero instead of an O. It's long, it's complicated. I don't. I mean, if you're gonna be shouting out your Instagram, I guess I'll do it too. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, my name is the same on like every. My name is unique, so
yeah.
like it's just Travain on everything.
I'm just over here making things complicated, being edgy.
Well
That
said.
embodies the emo spirit. There we
Yeah,
go.
there you go.
Yeah.
I gotta be the edgy half here.
That's the beauty of music, man. Especially when you got two different people, walks of life, things like that, and able to make music and make it work. Y'all make it work very, very well.
Appreciate that.
Y'all enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll chat again once we get more music from you fellas.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, man. For sure.
Y'all have a good night.
You
You
too.
too, bro.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.